Hello there, and welcome to my build of the Tomica Dandy Ferrari Dino 246 GT. And I got this in a lot of shabby cars on eBay. Ironically, I got it for another one of the cars, but this one was just too good not to do a makeover. Eventually, because of the faded paintwork, it was very nearly me paint it pink subject. I nearly did it for that, which I think it'd have been cracking in pink, but I went with the Doctor Who themed idea. Anyway, it had one screw holding the base on, and to be fair, this one, it's Japanese model, and all I have to say is it's a terrific little model. The fit, the engineering, the modelling, it's all absolutely beautiful. The quality is fantastic. And here I'm taking the interior out. There's a lovely interior. And just took a bit of sussing out how to get it out. And those are to one side for a moment while I work out that's the boot lid. And I'm just working out how to get that's window out. Here, presto. And at this point I'm working out how to get the bumper off. The front bumper and grill unit, and a genius little clip method. Just push the two prongs together in the inside and push forward, and it came out. It took a little bit of sussing because I've only got a tiny brain, smaller than the average. But yeah, I'm just pushing the tabs together there, and there you go. Fat lad's worked it out. And it took a little bit of extra pulling and stuff to get it out, but it did come out eventually quite nicely. It's one of them ideas, build ideas, that's so simple and so little parts, it's ingenious. And it works really well. When you see like things like these on toy cars, you can see where Corgi went wrong to foreign competition. Such a simple, that's actually a struggle to get out, and it's only a very, there we go, popped it at long last. It's only a very simple idea, but that on a manufacturing line, it'd just be clicking it in instead of a lot of the fiddling you had with Corgi manufacturing ideas when you're putting Corgi builds back together. And here I'm working out how the rear ones were done. I worked out it's a tab, and what they did, they pushed it in, and they'd have had a heated rod idea at the back of it and melted the tab at the back to hold it in. Again, a simple idea. I ended up gluing them back on later, but a simple idea, and it worked terrifically. And there's one bumper out. Here's the next one coming out. Just pushing it out there. Such a simple idea, it's just fantastic ideas they have on it. Here's another one of the long pause one. And here we are, what I'm doing here is pushing out the headlamps. The headlamps were put in on the same principle. They'd have had a long tag, they were pushed in, held in and then melted at the back to hold them in. Simple idea but very effective. You'd have had to really been trying to get them out. As a kid you probably wouldn't have worked it out. Because they have to have the tab broken first at the back, then pushed down. And there we go, that's the headlamps out. And there's the burr shell. As you can see, very pink. It was originally red, but if you looked at the red, it wasn't even a good Ferrari red, the original red. So I'm aiming to get it to the decent Ferrari red. And here we go. The plink plink fizz of the caustic bath of doom. And you can observe it's pretty weird in that the red pigment has stained the water, yet the paint has remained on basically. So the pigments come out of the water, out of the paint. Oh, that's where I'm thinking there, I'm dipping the bumpers in to remove the chrome. And here I'm doing the boot lid, giving it a clean over with the wire wheel, and here the body's getting the same treatment to remove the last bits of paint that are clinging on and clean the oxidisation up. And it's a lovely little casting really. Very simple. And here I used red primer on the body and the boot lid because red's going over the top of it. I decided red primer would be appropriate. Because the thing is, I find with grey primers is they tend to lean towards the blue end of the spectrum, and if you sprayed red on top of it, it makes the red darker. Like white's a good colour for putting red over, but it'd take a few coats. And here we have a new addition to my workbench. I finally got the Johnson's floor polish, and I'm going to be calling this the Kilner Jar of Joy, or call it the Jar of Joy for sure. And there we go, closed up into the back of the bench. And here we have the interior. It's a very nice moulded piece. And we're giving it a scrub up because it's pretty much filthy inside. A certain person would have said, Mr. Johnson, I want a word with you about your mud butt. And I think the driver and passenger must have been eating vindaloos because it were a mess. And there we are, give it a quick rinse and it's a lot better. All the evidence wiped away. The previous inhabitants' toileting methods totally wiped out. And just doing the back end here. Oh, that's not a good turn of phrase after mentioning toileting. Anyway, give it a last quick rinse. And there we are, that's good to go. And here we're spraying the colour onto the body shell. I used Tamiya Red, or one of the Tamiya Red's red gloss. It was a bit of a bitch to cover this, to be honest, even with red primer underneath. So if I'd have put grey, it'd probably been worse. But it does work out well and ends up a nice looking job. But you can already see it, the Ferari red's coming up and looking good. Like I say, grey primer to give it a blue tint, and the way blue reacts with red artistically, it makes the red darker. When I'm painting, as an artist, if I want to depict my red colours in shade, I'll add blue. To the depth I want it, I'll add an ultramarine blue, and it darkens the red. And here, I'm screwing it back together. Like I say, it's a cracking little model, this. Very impressed with it. So much so I think I'll look for some more tomicas. Looks like they were a very good brand. It's the only one I've had in all my batch purchases of multiple cars. It's the only tomica I've turned up. But as the bumpers etc are only screwing, I've discovered I can do it after they've been built up. After they screwed together, there we go, the bumper's in. Well, it was more or less in, it just needed a bit of a push back. And here I'm gluing in the rear bumpers, the rear quarter bumpers. We used to call, well, I suppose they still called that. Although quarter bumpers aren't really used on cars today, as they have plastic bumpers. And there we go, at least the front end's got its bumper. Heading towards the other back end, there we go. Well, the other, I'm starting super gluing them in now. That's one in. And I think I'm getting the glue ready on cocktail stick there. No, I've actually, oh no, I dipped the bumper in the glue, then clipped it in. And here, I'm putting a black wash onto the wheels. I'm using a Vallejo black wash. It's basically the same thing as known oil really. All known oil is a black wash. And moving it along, you can see the difference there between the front wheel and the rear wheel. And here, I'm putting the rear wheel, giving the rear wheel a coat of it, turning it round for the other side. And look at the shape of that, that's such a pretty design. What a beautiful design they were. It's no wonder 1960s Ferraris exchange hands for so much. They were beautiful. Mind you, most designs in the 60s were gorgeous. Today's designs are much everybody's design is much the same as everybody else's. I call them jelly mould cars really. Pretty much a computer design for a wind tunnel, and they all come up with the same idea. Anyway, here's where we finished up. The finished article. One very pretty looking Ferrari Dino. And I'll be interested to find some more of these Tomicas. They're a very extraordinary nice little car. Very restoration friendly. This one was, anyway, it's screwed together. What can be better than that one? Screwed, bish bash bosh, done. It gives you time to learn the craft of drilling and tapping and everything. Or even if you don't want to do that aspect and you just want to restore. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thanks to my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, why the hell not? I get more watching than subscribing. Anyway, thanks again, and take care. Bye for now.